Before January is over, I want to urge you to do yourself a favor, sit down and set your intentions and goals for this calendar year if you haven't already. And since you clicked on this video, I'm going to assume that you haven't, or at least not in earnest. And I'm not talking about your average New Year's resolutions. We're making our goals a reality this year. So that means there needs to be some structure and some systems put in place. A goal with no structured plan is just a dream. But a goal broken down into its parts and matched with a structure and system to achieve it becomes an inevitability. I want to share a method and some tools that have been working for me and streamlining my process to achieving my goals. So let's get into it. Research consistently shows that people who set specific written goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Whether your focus is on career advancement, personal development, or improving relationships, taking some time now to clarify your vision will help guide your decisions throughout the year and ultimately lead you to success. By defining what truly matters to you and establishing concrete goals to support those intentions, it's like you're creating a roadmap for your personal and professional growth. Just setting a goal is like putting a pin in a place where you want to go on a map. But you need to know where you are starting from and get step-by-step instructions to actually get you to the destination. I always like to start by reflecting on the past year. And I know this sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but walk with me for a second. Reflect on the past year. How is it different from your previous years? What did you accomplish? What unknown strengths did you discover? What weaknesses were revealed? What did you do well? Where did you notice room for improvement? What new things, people, experiences entered your life, and to what effect? Giving yourself a chance to reflect upon these themes will encourage you and give you an opportunity to show appreciation and acknowledge yourself for how far you've come, which is really important for your morale. While it's also gently pointing out the areas where you can spend some more energy improving in the year ahead. I also want to encourage you to carve out some quiet time this week to reflect on what you want to accomplish in 2025. What would make this year truly meaningful for you? If you need a guideline to help you set your intentions and goals for the year, here are some prompts to get you started. Looking at the year ahead, what unfinished goals are being forwarded from last year, and what goals from last year are you releasing? Some goals are worthy of continuing to work towards. It might just take a little bit more time than you originally imagined, while other goals you might realize no longer resonate with you and the direction that you've decided to take at this time. And that's okay. Don't feel bad about that or like you failed. Based on the experience and growth that you gained from last year, what goals are you setting for 2025 in the realms of health, wealth, faith, spirituality, personal development, career, and experiences? I like to separate my goals into these sections to get clearer on the overall experience that I want to have for this year. It helps to remove some of the vagueness that can envelop the idea of yearly goals without this framework. After I've gotten clear and written out what I want to commit to or achieve or improve upon in these areas, I use the answers to these questions to create or to add to a vision board for the year. And that can be a physical or a digital version of a vision board. And I personally like to do both. I use Canva for my digital version, and I print out pictures of my desired goals and paste them on a poster board that I hang on my wall. This is especially helpful for visual people. And generally speaking, seeing the end result of your goals helps keep you motivated and keeps your brain primed to seek new ways to achieve these goals. Something that has been helpful for me in ensuring that I achieve my goals is breaking down the yearly goals into quarterly goals and the quarterly goals into monthly goals, and then breaking it down further, breaking the monthly goals into weekly tasks. This helps keep you on track. It maximizes your productivity and keeps you accountable for sticking to your commitments, which is major. So an example of what this looks like would be, I personally have a goal of adding $15,000 to my personal savings this year. So I'll put the annual overview. The target is $15,000. That means the quarterly target is $3,750. The monthly would be $1,250. So that means every week I need to be saving at least $289, about $290 per week. So the monthly breakdown and action items would be quarter one. In order to save $1,250, my weekly tasks would be the first week, I'm going to create a separate savings account and make an automatic transfer of $289 to $290. On the second week, create a monthly budget and spreadsheet tracking all of my expenses. Week 3, I'm going to audit all of my subscriptions and cancel all the unnecessary ones that are just draining money from my account that I may not even be using. Week 4, I'll review and categorize all of my January expenses. I use Rocket Money for this to categorize my expenses. It's hooked up to my bank accounts, so it's really easy for me to see where I'm spending my money. I'll break down February and March into similar weekly tasks, and towards the end of March, I'll review and categorize the month's expenses. At the end of quarter one, I'm going to review quarter one's progress and maybe adjust my strategy where it's needed. We'll complete the Q1 analysis of my expenses, and of course, I will be saving $290 per week automatic bank transfer. Another important step is implementing a progress tracking system. So you're going to have a weekly check-in, so review your actual results versus your target results. That will help you update your plan according to what's working and what's not. Then identify any upcoming events that might throw you off of your plan and adjust the plan accordingly. Your plan has to be flexible. Then I'll do at the end of the month a monthly review, taking all the information from the weekly check-ins and compare it against my target, my goal. That will help me analyze any patterns that I notice emerging and adjust next month's strategy if I need to. And then you do a quarterly assessment. So evaluate the progress towards your annual goal, review the successful strategies, and identify areas for improvements and make adjustments to the plan as needed. You also want to plan some contingencies and build in buffers for unexpected circumstances that might throw you off of your routine. Another important factor is looking at your success metrics. Acknowledging where you're winning is an important factor in ensuring your overall success. So maybe give yourself a small reward for meeting your goals every month or every quarter. Keyword small. It doesn't have to be big, and it shouldn't be something that undoes the work that you've been putting in, like eating a whole pint of ice cream as a reward for losing 5 pounds if you're on a diet, or making a large purchase in my case if my goal is to save $15,000. I'm not going to go splurge on a new furniture set or something. Make the rewards small but meaningful. It should be relative to the level of effort that you've invested. And I encourage you to automate as much of this as you can. Ask ChatGPT or whichever AI tool you prefer to help you with your plan. You can ask ChatGPT to break down each goal into quarterly, monthly, weekly goals and tasks. And you can even break it down to daily tasks if you need to. But I like to leave my daily tasks kind of flexible. Once you've done that, I recommend using a planner tool to help keep you on track and accountable to your future self. I use an app called TickTick to help me meet my goals. Not being sponsored by them, but I have seen an improvement in my productivity since using the app. There's a free version and a paid version, and I just went ahead and paid for the yearly subscription. It's only $36 for the entire year, so it was a no-brainer for me. In the app, you can break down your tasks by themes. So this is really good for separating tasks for each one of your goal themes: health, wealth, spirituality, personal development, relationships, career, and experiences. Once you've created sections for each of these life areas goals, then enter the quarterly, monthly, and weekly tasks into TickTick, or like I said, whatever productivity app you prefer. I like TickTick because it allows you to set a goal or a task with a date that it needs to be completed by, It sets reminders for each task. And if it's something that repeats, you can set a repeating reminder. You can also set subtasks for each bigger task. So this is where you would put in your quarterly, monthly, weekly, or even daily breakdowns of the larger goal. You can also set a priority to certain tasks, and there's even a POMO timer in the app so that you can chunk down tasks into a certain amount of time in case you have the tendency of getting overwhelmed by a task. Use the POMO timer and just commit to working on it for a specific amount of time, like 15 minutes a day or 15 minutes a week. Just chunk it out so that your goal doesn't seem so unachievable. Taking things off of your checklist not only helps keep your actions in alignment with your goals, but it also works deep in your brain's biochemistry. When you complete a task and you check it off of your list, your brain secretes a little bit of dopamine, that feel-good hormone, as a reward. And that feels really good. And it makes you want to continue checking things off the list and creating that positive feedback loop, getting you closer to the ultimate completion of your goal. So yes, this does take a little bit of time. It'll probably take about 2 to 3 hours of your time, but isn't that worth you 10xing your chances of achieving your goal this year? Yeah, I thought so. Now, I would recommend hanging your vision board somewhere where you have no option but to see it daily, or making it your home screen on your phone to remind you why you're doing all of this work in the first place. Now, a little caveat here. While we do want to be serious about chasing our dreams, I want to remind you to schedule in some intentional time for relaxation and restoration. You'll have a really hard time staying motivated to achieve your goals if you feel burnt out and chronically exhausted. The rest is not only a reward for your hard work, but it's a requirement for your body and your mind to perform at their best. So strive to make that a non-negotiable with yourself. That is what I have for you today. I hope that this video has helped to inspire you to invest the time into yourself to get clear and create some structure in your life to make this year's goals more than just a wishful fantasy and actually draw it into your reality. You absolutely have the ability to achieve all that you desire, but you'll only receive what you deserve based off of the energy and the effort that you put in. So create the structure and the systems for your success, stick to it, and you'll be unstoppable. I listed the apps that I mentioned in the description of this video. And if one of your goals of this year is to get to know yourself on a deeper level, to become more emotionally intelligent and empower yourself with the ability to finally overcome consistent emotional triggers, tap the link to purchase my ebook on the subject, which will also be listed in the description below. So as always, I see you. I love you. I am you. Okay, you got this, fam. You better know that. All right, let's get it. Peace.